Why are you so cool? Thanks. Are we living in the Matrix? I meant to film this video like 2 weeks ago, but I'm free now, so here I am. I'm doing like my first sort of Q&A, I guess, if you're curious to get to know a little bit about me. Yeah, so hi, I'm Loéva, I'm 18, I'm an artist, if you cannot guess. Primarily, I'm a painter or a drawer. I just like traditional art and I'm definitely still experimenting and trying new things. But yeah, I also am very interested in film and cinematography and just filmography in general, so YouTube's kind of a great way for me to just have fun and yeah, share some of my art. So I asked people on my Instagram account to just write in some questions for this Q&A, so I'll just be answering those. And I also have my Instagram down below in the description if you're interested in following more of my art there. Yeah, I'll just get right to it. Okay, who is your biggest inspiration and why? I have a few artists that I've, especially recently, been very just sort of taken by them. Robert Eggers, Guillermo del Toro. They're both filmmakers, but I just love sort of how they incorporate mythology and sort of more surrealist elements, and I don't know, I just love the sort of imagination in their work, and it's very creative and whimsical, and I love that. Neil Gaiman is another one. I've really been getting into the Sandman, but I just think his work is great, again, sort of mythological elements in that. I've been looking at Karl Kopinski as well, who's an illustrator. Oh, Brad Kunkel. His work is so good. I think that's where I started incorporating gold into my own work. I might have just rambled on too long, but that's a few people that I'm inspired by. Thanks for asking. How do you find the energy to create? I don't always find that. I think everyone can relate to that. Like, it's great when you get the inspiration and hit of motivation, but sometimes I just can't be f***ed. But I think I've just really been putting in an effort to just put in the work, because as much as, you know, painting, drawing is a hobby, as much as I love painting and drawing, it is very important to me and it is something that I want to pursue. So it's not like I can just slack off and do it whenever I want. I do have to commit and put the work in. So that's true. And also I've been watching like, what are they called? Sketchbook stories on YouTube. So it's just like artists explaining, you know, their work, and they're just showing their sketchbook. And after watching that sort of stuff, the motivation just comes right back. Yeah, watching other artists that I like, that brings back the motivation. What do you get after mixing red and yellow? You get orange. What scares you the most about art? That's a good question. I know it's probably not the right or the best answer, but failure. I mean, I know that in art it's about failing and it's about trying and experimenting. I guess I'm not afraid about the little failures, like failing a painting. I'm afraid of failing as an artist. Like, I'm afraid of just not making it into the art world because I'm not good enough. I'm very afraid of making like cliche or sort of generic art. So in a way, one of my biggest fears about art is sort of making something and like pouring my soul into it, and then people going to look at it and thinking it's like a very niche and boring or cliche or just cringy topic or painting or whatever. Like, that's like my biggest like, I never want to do that. Apart from that, maybe offending someone. You know, like when you paint someone's portrait, you don't want to like give them the portrait and they say like, oh, I hate it. Yeah, that would not be nice. Are we living in the Matrix? Favorite vegetable? Sweet potato or pumpkin. Pumpkin slaps like no other vegetable. What is art? Art is whatever you want it to be. Quite literally. It can be a banana strapped to a wall if you want it to be. If you could have a dinner party with any 3 artists, dead or alive, who and why? And what would you be eating? Whoa, that is a cool question. Because I'm the one organising the dinner party, I get to choose the food. So we would be having homemade pasta with mushrooms and wine, and a chocolate cake with fresh raspberries and yogurt. And the artists, Alexander McQueen, for sure. I just did an essay on him, and he's quite insane in a good way. Like his work is just, I love it. It's so, yeah, again, mythology, fantasy elements, but it's really like, it's so well thought out. I look at his fashion shows and clothing as just art in themselves. Maybe Neil Gaiman. I'm really into the Sandman right now. And also Coraline has always been one of my favourite films. I've read the novels as well, which are by Neil Gaiman, so I'd love to talk to him more about sort of the idea behind it, because I've always just been fascinated with Coraline. Maybe Karl Kopinski, just because I'd want him to tell me all his secrets. You can tell he's just practiced a lot, but if you could give me all the tips, that would be very cool. Do you know the meaning of life? Sometimes it's just have fun. What inspires you? Many things. Like I've said, I've talked about it a lot, but there's a lot of artists out there that I've just been admiring, and like they've just inspired me a lot. But I think places is a big one, I think. I feel like your surroundings can really affect your work, and especially right now that I know I'm going to be going to Europe in a couple weeks, which I'm so excited for, but I'm really excited because I'm planning to bring my sketchbook and sort of make art while I'm there. So I think that's going to inspire me a lot, and it probably has subconsciously, you know, I've moved around a lot, and sort of I think what you see every day inspires your work. And I think my life has sort of been inspiring me. It sounds a bit cocky and like self-centered, but I've been doing a lot of self-portraits lately, self-portrait. So I think sort of my life and my mental health and my experiences have been inspiring my work more lately, which is interesting because I never did that before and I never thought I would, but here I am. Do you like frogs? Yeah. Who is a really cool friend? You are, and you know who you are, so hi. Shout out to Vishnu as well. Tell us about your haircut. Yes, I got a haircut. If you know Aurora, you'll definitely recognize it. I've always been a huge fan of Aurora, and I've always loved, you know, the short, long sort of hair. And you know what, I just thought I might as well just get it. Like, I love short hair, it's very convenient, but I also love long hair. I couldn't choose, so I just got both. Did you pass your driver's test? Yes! Yes, I did. I just did my test this morning and I passed. I'm so happy. I felt so relieved afterwards. It was such a huge amount of relief and happiness. How do you come up with ideas for your videos? That is a good question. To be completely honest, I think at the beginning I tried to come up with ideas like having tips videos and things like that, but to be honest, I don't really come up with ideas anymore. I get on with my art and I film what I'm doing. I guess sometimes I might, you know, do an occasional more planned video like a sketchbook tour or whatever, and I guess you see those on the internet and you think, okay, maybe I should try that. Like this Q&A. Which aspect of your imagination are you going to explore next? I like this question. I'm definitely going to go into more mythology stuff. I think you probably sensed it before. I'm just very inspired by sort of more whimsical, fantastical, fantasy, mythology stuff. So I'm gonna try to really explore that, because I do feel like a lot of stories and mythology that we know now, the origins of that obviously came from ourselves. Like, I think all these stories at its core, they're manifestations of ourselves, and you know, the worst parts of ourselves or the most fascinating, mysterious aspects of ourselves. Yeah, so I think that, you know, it'd be a very cool way to explore human beings. Yeah, I think that's everything. That was actually really fun. It was a very cool sort of reflecting session for me as well. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you got to know a bit more about me. If you're interested in continuing to see my work and getting to know me, make sure you subscribe to keep up with all my artistic endeavours. Yeah, and that is all I have to say. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. I'll see you next time. Bye! Boop!